this operation? Obviously, you have connection with it, but chance to give back.
Yeah, well, it's I think what we've always tried to do in New Orleans is try to address the greatest needs of the city. Obviously, the opportunity for our foundation to be involved with so many other great organizations during our time here, and even beyond my playing days, I think some of the biggest impact that we're going to be able to have as a foundation is going to be during these years, because I can spend a lot more time to be able to do that and make that a huge focus. And I think just broaden the scope of what we've been able to accomplish as a foundation, and then the way that ties into what we can create from a business perspective. Certainly, we're standing in Stretch Zone, which is one of our franchise operations here in New Orleans. That really provides a great service to the community, but through Give Zone, which is our charitable arm, through Stretch Zone, it gives us the opportunity to align with foundations like Kids Join the Fight to be able to make an impact in this community, continue to make an impact in this community. So just continuing to find ways to align ourselves with great organizations and create impact.
You literally have found a way to touch heart to heart. This is a very personal thing, as you were here in a moment ago.
Yeah, well, so our foundation, Brees Dream Foundation, we established our foundation, my wife Brittany and I, back when I was playing for the San Diego Chargers in San Diego, 2003, and the focus of our foundation was to help improve the quality of life for patients with cancer, especially kids. So we worked very closely with Children's Hospital in San Diego, and then when we made the transition in New Orleans in 2006, we aligned ourselves with the Children's Hospital here in New Orleans, as well as other organizations. Now we broadened the scope of the foundation to include a lot of the rebuilding efforts, because at the time that was 6 months post-Katrina, and so it was a lot of rebuilding schools, parks, playgrounds, athletic fields, etc. And now we've even broadened the scope more of the foundation to include housing, healthcare, economic development, entrepreneurship programs, skilled workforce training programs. So I'd say the need is always great, and I think we're trying to insert ourselves into areas where we can make the most impact.
Do you miss football?
I do miss football. I don't miss the hits, and I don't miss the aches and pains, but I miss the locker room. I miss game day. I'm fulfilling that with lots of pickleball right now, and competitive pickleball with a good group of buddies that gets the competitive juices flowing still. Mountain biking, skiing, all the things that I couldn't do when I was playing football. But I think my body still kind of hurts the same, because I'm pushing myself.
You need to go get a stretch.
What's that?
You need to go get a stretch.
That's why do you think we franchise
There
Stretch
you
Zone?
go.
So I could get free stretches.
So when the Saints inquired last year, were you ever?
Was I serious?
Yeah.
I was very serious for a moment.
How long was an actual 1 minute or?
Well, Sean didn't give me much time to make the decision.
How did it go?
I was in Hawaii. It was the day before Christmas, and yeah, there was a lot of thoughts that went into it, but I definitely gave it serious consideration.
And why did you kind of just say, no?
Just did. No.
Are you closing the door to it ever?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not.
That's it. Huh?
Yeah.
So on Christmas Eve, that was.
Yeah,
that was
because I'd say you know what it is. The reason I gave it serious consideration, because to me it's like when a friend calls you up and says they need you, right? And you want to be there for them. You want to do whatever you can for them.
Thoughts on Jameis?
So that was it. Yeah.
Thoughts on Jameis Winston coming back? You understand the coming back from an injury and getting back under center.
So
what about Jameis?
I think he'll come back stronger than ever, because I know his work ethic, and he's a young guy, and he's had to struggle and overcome things before, so he knows how to do that. I think the more that he's in this offense, the better he'll become. He's with a great group of coaches. Even with Sean's departure, so many of the guys on the offensive side of the ball are Sean's disciples, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carmichael is as good a play caller in the league as there is, in my opinion. And I obviously have vast experience with him, and so I think it's set up for success with Jameis. You continue to build pieces around him that will help him be successful. I think the defensive side of the ball has incredible leadership and has been playing at a really, really high level here for the last few years. I think Dennis Allen will do a great job. He'll have his own style, and yet I think certainly Dennis, has been in this program for a long time, so he recognizes how we built this foundation and built this culture, and he'll certainly maintain that and build on that.
Did you think that TV would be easier or harder?
Well, it's like anything. If you want to be great at something, you really got to work at it, right? So I would say that the thing that was most maybe surprising or challenging about the fall was I got exposed really to every aspect you could from the perspective of I broadcast college games, NFL games. I did in-studio work in the biggest pregame studio show in the NFL, which is Football Night in America. And then I also did in-stadium work on set and just kind of standing on the field. So and then we did a 5-hour pregame show for the Super Bowl, right? So you talk about being exposed to a little bit of everything in a very short amount of time, and each one works a different muscle and requires a different skill set. And so at times to have all this thrown at you at once, you're definitely trying to organize the chaos. But it was fun. It was challenging. And I'm certainly better for it, and I'm excited to see what that'll lead to in the future.
What's Sean in TV?
Oh, listen, Sean's a storyteller. If give him a mic and let him storytell, and I'd pay the monthly premium for that.
And you don't even have to get hit to do it.
Oh, that's exactly
There you
right.
go.